Melinda had been single for so long that she was starting to believe love was nothing more than a fairy tale. She was a successful journalist, loved by her co-workers and pursued by many men, but none of them seemed to be the right match for her. As she approached her mid-30s, Melinda had given up on the hope of ever finding true love, that is, until a mysterious stranger entered her life. It was a typical Monday morning, and Melinda was rushing to get to her job at the local newspaper when she bumped into a well-dressed man on the street. He was tall, with piercing blue eyes and a charming smile that melted her heart. "Excuse me," he said, offering her a hand to help her up. "I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention." Melinda managed to stutter out a thank you, but couldn't take her eyes off him. There was something different about him, and she couldn't quite put her finger on it. As fate would have it, they crossed paths again later that same day. This time he was standing outside her office building, waiting for her. "Hi, I don't normally do this, but I couldn't stop thinking about you all day," he said, making Melinda's heart skip a beat. They started talking and found out they had a lot in common, including their love of fine wine and travelling. Melinda couldn't believe her luck. This charming man was everything she'd been looking for. They started going on dates and quickly became inseparable. His name was Jack, and he was a lawyer who had grown up in a wealthy family. Melinda couldn't believe she'd found someone so perfect for her, but as their relationship progressed, she started noticing a few red flags. Jack would sometimes disappear for days without any explanation, and when she tried to ask him about it, he would always evade the question. He also never introduced her to any of his friends or family. Despite these warning signs, Melinda was completely in love with Jack. She tried to ignore the red flags and convinced herself that she was just being paranoid. As their relationship progressed, Jack became more and more controlling. He would get angry if Melinda didn't answer his calls or texts right away, and he would constantly question her about where she was and who she was with. Melinda tried to talk to him about his behaviour, but he would always turn the conversation around and make her feel like she was overreacting. One day, on their 1-year anniversary, Jack invited Melinda to a romantic getaway at his family's beach house. It was an idyllic setting. The sun was setting, and the waves were crashing softly against the shore. But as the night progressed, things took a dark turn. Jack started drinking heavily, and his behaviour became aggressive and unpredictable. He accused Melinda of cheating on him and started throwing things around the room. Terrified, Melinda locked herself in the bathroom and called the police. It turned out that Jack had a history of domestic violence, and he had been lying to Melinda about his past. Melinda was devastated and heartbroken. She had fallen in love with someone who had been deceiving her all along. But in the aftermath of the ordeal, Melinda realised that it was possible to love someone while ignoring the red flags they were giving off. But it was never a good idea. At the end of the day, love should be based on trust, respect, and a true connection. Melinda learned that the hard way, but she also knew that she would never settle for anything less than what she deserved.